I hope your day is full of seahorses and dolphins and urchins and eels and whales and jellyfish and stingrays and coral and starfish and plankton. Gotta have plankton and baleen. I think baleen's just like a bunch of little fish. I think whale eat baleen. I don't know where I'm getting this information from. Sometimes it just feels like I'm saying words, but I think they might be true. I don't know. I am an educated person. I did at one point learn about baleen. Wasn't planning on getting into baleen at the top of this episode. Hi guys! It's Wednesday. It's me, Shank. I just got back from San Diego. I was headlining in San Diego last Thursday at American Comedy Co. with Rachel Wolfson opening. We had a great time. We just got to play the club. We basically sold out, which was so exciting. And it was such a fun show. And I am tired, but back in the saddle and ready for an all new episode of Shank. Guys, this week's episode is with Gabby Lamb. Gabby Lamb is an amazing comedian. She's also a really cool artist. She draws all these like sexy cartoon babes. She's really funny. She's just fun and interesting, and she's sober. We talk about her journey with pandemic and comedy and check in with Gabby, see what's going on. Always fun talking to her. So I think you guys are going to enjoy this week's episode. But before we get into this week's episode, there's just something I want to tell you about. And that's, oh yeah, socks. Oh yeah. Look down at your socks right now. Are they old? Are they gray? Are they boring? Are they dull? It's time to buy a pair of socks. Buy a pair of socks. Go to ohyeah.com, enter discount code SARA10, SARA 10 for 10% off. We have an amazing selection of, Oh Yeah has an amazing selection to choose from Alien socks to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood socks to Bob Ross socks to Motley Crue socks to aliens to psychedelic mushrooms to dogs and cats. There's a pair of socks for you. They make great gifts. They make great I'm thinking of you presents. They make great hostess gifts. They make great birthday gifts. They're just fun too. Every time I get a shipment from Oh Yeah, I get super excited because that means I get a fun new sock. And I truly have come to grow accustomed to these socks. I definitely think I would be buying them if they were not sponsoring the podcast. I think that they're fun. They make great gifts. They're cute. They're funky. If you're a boring person that wears mostly black, or you just don't know how to get dressed anymore because you forgot how to dress yourself because of the pandemic, buy some socks. You know, your feet mostly stay the same size. Your pants may not fit, but your socks still do. You know, buy a pair of socks, dress up your feet, especially if you are feeling bad about your quarantine 15. You can take control of your life now. ohyeah.com. Buy some socks, discount code SARA10. Tell them Shank sent you. I hope you guys enjoyed this weird under the sea intro. It was a fun one. It was a journey. Hop in the submarine. Let's take this voyage with Gabby Lamb, guys. Here's this week's episode of Shank. Enjoy it. Hi, guys.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. We're all set up. Welcome back to another episode of Shank. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is Gabby Lamb.
Cute. Hi, baby girl.
Happy to have you here. We were just talking about your TikTok success. So how did it happen, Gabby?
It really, okay, so we started the pandemic and I was like, I will never absolutely ever get on TikTok. This shit is so stupid. I can't imagine ever selling out like that. And then my roommate started doing it and she started like popping off really quickly. And I was like, well, wait, no, I want to do it. And she's a comic too.
Okay.
So then it's like, you know, I'm like living with her, seeing like her getting
success.
Yeah,
her
like,
TikTok success.
I want to do it too. So then she was like, well, this is how you do it. And I was like, okay. And then then I started posting videos.
Okay.
And they finally started doing well. And it was really embarrassing for a couple of months because nothing is more embarrassing than like being new on an app and then having nobody watch your content and it's like bombing
That's
and you're
like my TikTok.
It's really embarrassing.
And it's just like a bunch of pictures. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Honestly, nothing on there is funny.
Yeah.
It's all really narcissistic and weird.
You think so?
My TikTok, I know so.
You your own, like the ones you make or the ones?
My TikTok?
Okay.
I don't know how to do TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't understand the app, Gabby.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I could get down with it.
Yeah.
I just need to work on it.
Yeah.
But I don't have the drive to work on it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's only like, as a comic, there's only so many things you can choose to focus on at one time.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're supposed to be writing, you're supposed to be performing, you're supposed to have a podcast, you're supposed to be on this app, you're supposed to be on that app. And it's fucking a lot of different things.
It's a lot of fucking different things.
And then a new app comes out and you're like, am I supposed to be on that one now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Clubhouse.
You know, and then Clubhouse, fuck Clubhouse. But then there was that other one, Stereo, for like a hot second. Then that died. And you're like, how much time do I need to be investing in these apps?
Yeah.
But TikTok, that was, I just got on it and just started going. And I was really opposed to it for a really long time.
But people on TikTok love you.
They do now. They didn't for a long time.
Did you get haters on TikTok?
The first couple of videos that I did, I was just like bombing. And then like people were like cussing me out on my videos and they weren't doing well. And I was like, this is really embarrassing. I remember I got so pissed off because I was so bad. Because it's like also embarrassing trying to learn how to use a new app when you're bad at it. And
publicly.
Also, publicly. Right. And also because like the demographic of TikTok is like teenagers and I'm gonna be in the 30, you know, I'm like, this is embarrassing for me. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to compete with cool 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
But I like succumbed to it. And I remember, so I made one of my first TikToks was me like literally cussing out that app. I was like, fuck this app. The only good apps are Twitter and Instagram because other people give a shit. Fuck all of you. Fuck you little stupid teenagers. And then I had it up for like an hour and I was like, maybe this is too aggressive and I should delete this.
Did you leave it up?
I took it down because I was like, this is going to bite me in the ass later on. Yeah.
No.
And yeah. I was so mad at it. I was just like, fuck this stupid app. I'm wasting my time. And like you said, like, we write, we have to spend so much time thinking about like writing and, you know, being comedians and all of that other shit. It's like, why do I want to invest time into another app?
I know. And then you're like, oh, I got to take care of my mental health. But I also got to get on this app.
Right,
and
right.
Like, it doesn't really, it's kind of contradictory.
It is contradictory. It's hard. And also it's like I hate spending so much time on social media, but then at the same time, it's like, that's how we get like recognition now. So it's this whole,
it's like a work tool and you have to figure out how to balance it.
Right.
Some days I'll have days where I just be like, I'm not going to go on it today.
God, good for you.
But I always go on it.
Do you always go on it?
Yeah. But I'll have days where I'm like, I'm not going to post on it today.
What's your screen time?
I don't know. Should I check?
Oh my God.
Is there a way to check?
There is, but I don't know how. Mine will like update me. Mine's really bad.
What is yours?
Literally like 8 hours a day. I'm on my phone 8 hours a fucking day.
Because it's addicting.
It's addicting. It's like all I think about in the back of my head right now. I'm like, oh, you got to take your phone.
Do you do this though? Do you ever post something and then you delete it?
All the time. I tweeted on the way here and then immediately deleted it.
Why? Because it wasn't doing well, or
just because
like
I got insecure.
Yeah,
got insecure. And then like also there's that thing of like if you post, every time you post you lose followers, you know. And then I'm like, maybe I don't feel like losing 500 followers today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you lose them every time you post?
I lose followers all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
It's like if people come, people go. It's a party.
Yeah, it's a party. It sure is. A party where you fucking suck.
How has it been being sober during pandemic?
Hard. And then good and then hard. Now it's getting hard again because the world is opening up and I've been like so used to being sober by myself and now like going back into the real world. I haven't really been around like parties and like people drinking, right? So now it's like kind of getting integrated back into that and seeing everybody like getting fucked up. You're like, oh wait, maybe I want to get fucked up too.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
But I'm really glad that I got sober right before this and then stayed sober.
I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment to stay sober for the entire pandemic.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I got on medication though.
Well, listen, sister, sometimes you got to get on medication.
Sometimes
I'm on
you do.
medication.
What are you on?
I'm on Prozac.
Oh, you're on Prozac. How long have you been on it?
Like almost 2 years.
Okay. Do you like it?
I love Prozac.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
so much.
Good. I'm so glad. What is it? Anti-anxiety or antidepressant?
It's an antidepressant. It's an SSRI.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck that means, but they all say that. I know.
That's what it is.
But it's an SSRI.
It stands for something.
It sure does.
But it's really, my thing was depression and then looped thinking, like almost obsessive thinking, where it'd be like, like
so bad.
The same thing over and over and over and over and over again, so that it was like almost debilitating. I couldn't stop having looped thinking.
Yep.
And really bad PMS right before my period, like really depressed. And I've like fought going on medication for so long.
Yeah.
And then I went on it, and it's like my life has been so much better ever since.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you feel like that on your medication, or where are you with it?
I think so. I started Lexapro, which is also SSRI, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But I started that in January, and I feel pretty good. I feel like the obsessive thinking has definitely died down. I feel a little bit like more subdued and like numb for sure.
Right.
Definitely like going through breakups and like having things that would usually like trigger big emotional things for me is not. I'm at like a 3 where I used to be at a fucking 10, you know?
Yeah.
And now I'm just like chilling.
Yeah, for me, I was like, it got to the point where I just felt depressed all of the time.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, even if I'm living in a beautiful place, I'm feeling depressed, or even if I'm doing this, I'm feeling depressed, or even if all of these things in my lives are going well, I'm still feeling depressed.
God, we're so fucked up.
I know.
It just doesn't end.
It doesn't end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a really big advocate of antidepressants. Obviously, if you get prescribed them from a psychiatrist, like an appropriate doctor.
Yeah, right.
You know how LA is.
Yeah.
You can get all those pills anywhere.
I always wonder, I wonder a lot of the time, like, would I be medicated if I didn't live in this city? Like, is it an LA thing? Like, our lifestyles are pushing us to the point of like needing to be fucking medicated because we're so depressed and like anxious here.
Is it an LA thing? But then I'm like, if I was like living in a rural, which is a tough word for me to say.
Yeah. Rural.
It's a mouthful.
It really is.
Right?
It's a fucking double R. It's like the same. For me, rural is like the same word as vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
I hate saying the R in vulnerable. Vulnerable. I hate it. Ooh, I hate that word.
And what was the other one I said before?
Rural.
Saying rural is very vulnerable.
Wow. That's so funny. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, if I was living in a rural area, I feel like I would be depressed as fuck.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I got to go to the bake sale. I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
I got kids coming out of my left and right. My husband, I don't know where he is. The sink isn't doing what it's supposed to do. Right. And then it's like, I think like a basic life in a rural area wouldn't be good for me either.
Dude, I get caught up with that too. And I'm like, I think like we couldn't do it because we are comedians. So like but I always think like, what if I wasn't a comedian though, and that was the kind of life that like fit me? I mean, it will never, because I'm not built to be that. But
sometimes I wish that I was built to be that.
Oh,
because
me too.
That seems like the life.
Oh, it seems like the fucking life.
It seems like easy to be.
Yeah, I look at all these girls that I grew up with that like never really left and are like living their lives and have their kids and they're like cute little
and
things.
They're like happy.
Yeah, and they're like hairstylists and they like do cute things and I'm like, oh, that looks a lot easier than fucking being 30 and pissed off all the time because I don't have money.
Yeah, I'm like driving to different places to like tap dance for your dinner.
Like, yeah, right.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, and you have to like, you're eating dinner that night because it's like free because you're on a show and like, okay, I guess that meal's taken care of, right?
Yeah, like flappers, pay me in the chicken.
Yeah, give me some fucking fries and a free drink. It's like, yes, that's how we live.
I know, like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's like someone's like, hey, you want to do the show? It pays you $20 and you have to drive for 45 minutes. I'll be there.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take the 20, but like it's not even.
Yeah.
I know.
And then you justify it that you're getting paid. But like, honestly, it does. There's so many years of being a comic where you're just like struggling, and then it's. I feel like it just finally is starting to pay off.
I feel the same way.
And you're like, I can't quit now.
I know.
But some days you're like, ugh.
I know. It's so many years. I was thinking about that on the drive up here because it was a nice long drive of thinking.
It's a nice long drive.
Windy
Thank you for
road.
driving.
windy road. But I was thinking about that on the way up here of like how much it sucks for so long and you get nothing out of it and you're like bad for so long.
It sucks for so long and the scene is so dark.
It's so dark.
I was like, maybe
it's so dark.
Maybe during the pandemic, I was like, maybe I missed something and like it's not as dark as I thought it was. So I went to an open mic and I was like, oh no, it's darker than I remember.
It's darker than you remember. I know. Yeah. I had the same thoughts too. And then like I started going back to shows and I was like, oh no. This still is the same fucking environment.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I mean, and it's still fun, but it was like so fun for like 3 shows. And then after like the 4th one, I was like, fuck, I'm tired.
You felt tired?
Fuck, I'm so, yeah.
From performing,
socializing, like being back in that scene, you know.
I felt so tired.
Yeah.
After I performed on Thursday. I was
where were you Thursday?
I was in San Diego at American Comedy Co. I headlined. It was really fun. But like afterward, I was like, did I get hit by a bus?
Yeah.
Because I like got up at 7 here and then drove to San Diego, picked up Wolfie, drove to San Diego, and then, you know, had to go over my set and then you perform and then I can't go to bed after I perform.
Because you have so much like adrenaline and shit. Yeah. Was that your first show back?
No, but it was because I went to Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Texas and I did like a week of comedy there and then I did San Diego.
Okay.
But yeah. It's definitely interesting being back. Do you like being back?
I do. I really do like being back. I feel like I'm a better comic now.
Me too.
Do you?
Because I feel like I've had time to heal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like rest.
And time to also like not give a fuck. Like now that like getting back on stage, I'm like, I don't even really care. I mean, I care if I bomb, but it's like not as intense feeling. I don't know. Just having all this time off, I've been able to just chill. And now I can like feel like I'm having fun on stage.
Yeah. Like you're more playful and you don't really care as much about like the end result because you're just like happy to be performing.
Right. And I'm like,
I feel like that too.
The stakes are like kind of low. Everybody's just kind of getting used to being back. It just doesn't feel like such a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fun. I do really like being back. It's been fun.
Yeah, it also makes me feel like the last 10 years of my life weren't a complete waste.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah. God, dude.
I am a person that has a job. That's crazy.
It's so, I just can't believe we went a year like without doing stand up. Like,
I mean, so many of my clothes don't fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you gain quarantine weight? Yeah. You don't look like you did.
I did.
Okay.
Mostly in my ass, but I could because I've been hiking a lot.
That's good.
Maybe it's muscle.
You really don't look like you've gained weight.
But let me tell you, I did gain some weight, and also just getting dressed is not as fun. Getting dressed now, I feel like I got hit by a truck, and now they're like, and I have like a brain injury, and they're like, get dressed.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I supposed to wear?
For what? For who? Yeah. Yeah. I feel fucking stupid and
stupid.
I feel so dumb. I feel like I don't have social skills. And also, like I don't know what to wear. Like, who are we buying clothes for? We're not going out.
Yeah, we're not going out.
Yeah.
But like, are we going out?
I don't, right? Like, are we? I don't.
Are things open or are they closed?
Right.
I don't know.
It still feels like even though things are opening back up, it still feels kind of uncomfortable to like go out because, dude, like fuck wearing. I'm not an anti-masker, but like fuck wearing masks. This shit sucks. I'm like I'd rather just stay in than have to go out wearing a stupid fucking mask.
Yeah.
Like it's like fucks up your makeup too. You like get all cute and then you do your lipstick and then it's like all over your mask and it's like
fucked up. And then your mask is dirty.
And it's so dirty. All my masks are so dirty. My face is sweating. The inside part
of my masks, disgusting.
Lipstick and just foundation.
Yeah, like matted. A crazy librarian put it on.
It's so gross. I take mine off. I took mine off at a show and like all of the comics were like, "Ew, what is that?" And I was like,
that's my mask.
That's my fucking makeup, dude. That I spent an hour doing to come to this stupid show and it rubbed off on the inside of my mask.
Oh my, do you want to know what I hate more than anything?
Yeah.
Does this happen to you ever? They get a photo of you on stage and there's like 1 or 2 of them and it's like the worst angle ever. Does that happen to you ever?
It does.
I feel like every photo that's taken of me while I'm on stage is not the me I'm trying to be.
Yeah, it's the ugliest.
Yeah.
Ugliest version of you. I had a couple of those taken the other night at Don't Tell, and I was like, wow, this is, I guess, what I look like. I thought I was cute.
No, it was devastating.
Yeah.
I got one back. I was like, whoa.
Who is this fucking monster?
Beast?
Yeah. Get out of here.
It's so weird because normally also you're used to just, I don't know, it's just been such a, I'm excited to be back.
I am too. I'm excited for it to be like back fully throttle, not this like kind of half-assed thing.
Right.
Like I really, really, really hope and can't wait for like the Comedy Store to open and to like go hang out at the Comedy Store. I really miss that.
Yeah, just like a fun place to hang with your friends.
But it has been really nice to also not have to do that. That's the other thing. It's been like, there have been so many months during COVID where it's been like, oh my God, I don't have to like worry about going out and like showing up tonight for anything because nobody is, right?
No one's doing it.
Right. So it's like, I'm not missing a fucking Monday night at potluck. Like I can just stay home and not feel bad.
Right.
And that's so nice.
That's so nice.
It's so like there were so many months where I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not doing stand up. Like I don't have to fucking compete with anyone. It's so good.
Like that part is nice. And I feel like it's been a good time to like, you know, recalibrate like what you want out of your life, what's important, what's not important, figure out all those things.
Yeah.
I mean, you're really into self-help stuff, right?
I am, but I'm like not great at it.
Well, no, but I feel like that's part of the self-help journey, right?
Yeah. I could be better. I really need to be better at like working my fucking 12-step program because I do preach a lot of like, you know, self-help stuff. And then I'm like, well, I'm not always practicing what I preach, and that's hard.
Right.
But I'm all about like, you know, self-work and inner, looking in and all that.
What types of things do you like to listen to?
I like podcasts. I mean, I like TED Talks. I listen to a lot of TED Talks.
You do?
I do, yeah.
I never listened to TED
They're
Talks.
so fucking good.
Really?
Yeah, you don't listen to them?
I never listen to TED Talks.
I love them because it's like you can look up anything you want. Like there's so many times like I've been going through breakups and I'm like TED Talk on breakups, and like you just listen to them for hours.
Okay.
Yeah, any subject. They got them. Mm-hmm.
I gotta get in the TED Talk game.
The TED Talk game was pretty good. There's like some self-help podcasts that I listen to, you know, with like therapists and psychologists. I listen to a lot of those.
Yeah. Do you find them to be helpful?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, because it makes you feel less alone when people are just talking about it and getting openly.
Totally. And it gets you like out of your head and out of your own misery. And like, it's just interesting to listen to like smart people talk about the things that you're interested in. Totally.
And also, I think it helps you feel less alone. If you're like, okay, I'm not the only person who has these struggles, especially like comedians. It's like we're the ones that suffer from the mental health issues, the addiction issues, all of those issues. So it's like the more you can talk about it, the better for everyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
True. I want to be better at reading. But my attention span is so short.
Ever since college, I can't do it.
Why is it so fucking hard?
I feel like it's easier to learn when someone's talking.
Definitely.
Like you said.
Yeah.
I think it's just because plus our attention spans are so much shorter now.
Oh yeah.
Because of the internet.
Fucking 1-minute TikToks where you're like, I don't know, just watch this.
Yeah.
But TikTok does that thing too now where it's like you can get a minute of so much information and they just like condense, you know, they just like, this is psychology 101 and they give you all these things and you're like, oh fuck, okay.
Like so much information just drops down.
But then also that's kind of bad because it's like there's so much information that you're not even taking that much in.
Yeah.
It's like information overload.
Somebody sent a question for you.
Oh, really?
Yes. They wanted to know, how long have you been doing art for?
My whole life.
My whole life. Did you take class or you just...
I was in art classes from... I mean, I started doing art when I was like a baby, you know, like 4. I started drawing. And then my parents put me into art classes in the 1st grade. And then I was in like a painting art class until probably the 8th or 9th grade. And so
you've been doing it.
Yeah.
Are you still painting your babes?
Right now, no. I go through phases where like I'll get really into art and I'll do that for like months at a time. Mm-hmm. And then I like stop, and then I'll pick it up again, and then I'll stop.
I
So
feel
right
like
now,
that's
no.
like just like a creative thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like that with writing.
Yeah.
Like I'll write a bunch of new jokes and then I'll be like, I can't think of anything.
That's right. That's exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like the same thing with writing material where you'll be on a fucking roll and then it just goes away.
Or the worst to me is when you have a joke that's almost where you want it, but there's something missing and you can't figure out what it is that's missing.
Ooh, it's the worst.
It's the worst. And you're like, I believe in this bit. It's so
bad.
funny.
Yeah.
No one else believes in it the way I believe in this bit. And like then trying to decide if it's worth hanging on to or not.
Nothing is more frustrating than having a thought and not knowing how to execute it.
Yes.
It's so fucking frustrating because you're like, I know it's, like I know it's in there, but like, how the fuck do I get it out and have it make sense to people? It's so hard.
Yes. And even sometimes when you say it, like there's been like doing stand-up, being back and doing stand-up when I performed on Thursday and I said a joke, it wasn't the way I wanted to say it. And it came out and I was like, fuck, that's not the way I wanted to say it. And like, I don't think anyone else would have noticed, but in my head, it was such a noticeable moment internally that I felt like I was like screaming inside as I was saying the joke wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
And you're like, oh, that's not how I want to say it.
Right.
But yeah, there's nothing better than figuring out how to like crack that. Or when you talk to another comic and they're like, have you tried saying it like this? And they're like, oh yeah, you're probably right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to, I like hate, it's such an ego thing. Like I hate taking that kind of advice from comics because I'm like, no, I'm the master of this bit. And then it's like, you hear somebody else say it their way and you're like, no, actually, no, you're right. You're right. That's a better way of saying it. Yeah. And then you know what else is so fucking annoying is when you're like at home practicing your bits. Like, because I'll do that where I'll like just kind of like say it out loud and I'm like, oh, that's so funny. And then I'll get on stage and do it and nothing happens. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why was that? You know, like, why did I think that was so funny? But like, and then at what point do you start doubting whether or not what you think is funny is funny? All the time. I do that all the time. Yeah. I'm like, sometimes I tweet shit and I'm like, this is the funniest shit ever. And then nothing will happen. Yeah. Other times will be like, I'm just going to throw this tweet up. And then it does incredible. It's always those. That's how that's what I figured out about my TikTok too. It's like, I just started posting dumb shit. And I was like, because like nobody was paying attention to me on there anyway. So I was like, I'm just going to fucking fuck off and post whatever I want. And then the stuff that isn't even like that funny started doing really well. And I was like, what? Yeah, because you're funny and fun to watch. Dude, it's been, well, and I also started using TikTok to like try out material. And now I have this thing where I'm like, well, fuck, I already burned all my material on TikTok. Now I can't do it in stand-up anymore. Yes, you can. You can, right? Yeah. But I like have told myself that. I'm like, well, no, I already did that joke on TikTok. So now everybody knows that that's a joke and I can't do it on stage. Yeah, no, you can still do it on stage. Right, yeah. Yeah, if it's a good joke. Yeah. God, dude. Because it's not like it's like it was recorded on an HBO special or like a Netflix special. It's just TikTok, right? Yeah, it's just fucking TikTok. But in my head, I'm like, no, I've already burned it. I know. Yeah. It's so dumb. No, it is dumb. It's so dumb, right? Okay, that's like not a real thing. That's not a real thing. Okay. Well, we all do shit like that. Yeah. It's like, because it's like you'll tweet things with that intention. It's like you tweet something as a joke to see how it does on Twitter so you can use it on stage, right? Yes. But sometimes I just tweet things and I know it's just a Twitter joke. Yeah, that's true. Like something you can tweet like, I just shit my pants, and people are like, oh my god, like you can't. Like this went viral. I can't even go on stage and say that. Like it doesn't make sense sometimes, the things that do really well on Twitter. And then sometimes I'm like, it did really well on Twitter. Let me read this at a mic and it will get nothing. God, how are you on Twitter every day? Mm-mm. Yeah, I used to be. Are you? No, I've I started getting like really into it at the beginning of quarantine. Did something just fall, or am I losing my mind? Something could have fallen. It could have been like a leaf. Could have been a leaf. Okay, great. No, I started getting into it at the beginning of quarantine, and then I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna be somebody who never does that well on Twitter. It's just not. I feel like you've been doing well on Twitter. Not really. But like, what does it mean to do well on Twitter? What does it mean to do well on Twitter? You know what I mean? I usually get like 40 likes. Do well on Twitter. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of people who do well on Twitter that I wouldn't want to hang out with or talk to. That's true. Because they're Twitter people. It's so funny. It's so funny how thing. It is its own thing. It's so funny how there's like this, like social medias TikTok, are like that. Twitter. Right. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. There's all different like, yeah. But Twitter was just, it's never really been my like main platform. And I know for some people like it is, you know?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like the Gen Zers that are on TikTok, I feel like they're aliens.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
But do you not feel like that?
I mean, I do, but I now like am more integrated in that world. So I get it more.
Right.
You know, like I kind of like get their senses of humor more.
Yeah, you're tapped into the TikTok
I'm tapped
world.
in now. Yeah, so I see what's going on.
Yeah.
Which is so weird.
It's so weird.
It's so dude, it's so weird. And especially like before I got on it, I was like, fuck this app. And like it's such like it is literally its own fucking world, you know?
And like TikTok has its own celebrities inside of the TikTok verse.
It is still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Okay. Yeah, no, exactly. It has like its own celebrities. Like there are so many things. I remember like my roommate and my friend talking about it, being like, "Oh my god, did you see like Trisha Paytas talking about Charlie?" Da da da. I'm like, who the fuck are these stupid people? Like you wouldn't know if you weren't on TikTok, and now I know all of it.
And are you into it?
A little bit, yeah.
You're into the gossip,
I'm
the
a little
TikTok
bit into the gossip. Yeah. It's like any kind of
Fuck.
celebrity gossip, you know, where now you're like, well, what's going to happen?
I gotta tap into the TikTok world.
No, you don't. But if, you know, it does,
Who
once you
says
do.
that? I have to tap into the TikTok world. A 34-year-old trying to get into TikTok.
The worst too is like people, like the teenagers started coming for me and being like, what are you, 52? And I'm like,
No.
Can you fuck off?
Okay. This was devastating for me. Okay, so for some reason, my IMDb age was listed as 43.
No, it wasn't.
Instead of 33.
Fuck.
So every time I would do like a podcast or do something, people would come for me and be like, how do you look so incredible for 43? She doesn't even look like she's had work done. Like all these comments.
No.
And I'm like, bitch, I'm not 43. I'm 33. And it was like, I email IMDb. I'm like sweating this out. I'm like, what if I'm missing out on career opportunities because I think I'm 43? And I'm like, in Hollywood, that 10-year age difference as a woman is night and day.
Yeah, it really is. Is it still on there like that?
No. But so I start emailing IMDb. I sent them a photocopy of my driver's license and they said that was not enough evidence to change it and that I needed to photocopy my passport.
How did that happen?
I don't know. And I just complained about it on enough podcasts that eventually one of my fans went and like fired off some like nasty email to them and now they changed it to 33.
That's what it took.
That's what it took. But even me with my driver's license couldn't get it changed.
That's not enough. What the fuck?
I was like, wait, I'm sorry, IMDb. Am I traveling to a different country or am I just trying to change my age on IMDb? Like, what is happening with all these regulations and rules? Like, what? They need all these different documents? It was insane.
If you had did you tweet at them?
I tried.
Did you?
Yeah.
I feel like you can get so much shit done on Twitter. Like if as soon as you tweet about something, they're like
a company.
Yeah.
I tried
they fucking
doing it, but no,
didn't work.
It did. Well, because I was like, because it kind of just also seems like such like a privileged complaint. Like, oh my god, IMDb says that I'm 43 and I'm 33. Like, guys, I'm trying to get them to change it. So I tweeted that, and then I thought people would like retweet it. No one retweeted it. It just stayed there.
People are just booing you. They're like, boo.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. You are 43,
people dying
bitch.
of COVID outside.
Yeah, right.
Like, we don't care that it says you're 43 on IMDb.
Fuck, yeah, it's like during the Black Lives Matter movement and everything, and everybody's like, shut up.
I'm like, yeah, but this is a big deal because I want to go in for auditions for 30 something.
Now I'm getting booked to be an old mom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mother of 4.
Yeah.
Instead of mother of 2.
God,
you know?
That's so funny. I love that you tweeted that. Nobody did anything.
I was like, I'm gonna take to Twitter. Trust me, I had that same thought.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
I'm gonna take it to Twitter.
IMDb fuck with the wrong girl today.
Stop.
I'm gonna take it to Twitter.
You came in with your fucking pitchfork and you're like, let's go, bitch.
Like, yeah.
That's fuck with the wrong girl. They're like, guess what? We don't care.
We don't care. You're 43.
They just up your age. You're 55 now, bitch.
Oh my god, it was so crazy. And just for weeks, people would be like DMing me, commenting on anything I did.
Who the fuck is looking at your IMDb though? Like, who even looks at that shit?
This was the first thing that comes up if you see Sara Weinshenk, age 43, IMDb. It was like that for months.
That's so funny.
For months.
That's so funny.
I know. And then people will be like, drop the skincare routine. 43.
Stop, you old
I'm like,
bitch,
I know. I'm like, listen, I wish.
That's so fucking funny.
I'm 33. I don't look as great now, huh? You
Oh
know?
my, yeah. Now they're like, yeah, we don't care.
Yeah.
You were
fuck
better
your
when you were
skin.
43.
Yeah. I'm like, but it was weird because people's reactions were also so extreme.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, you're 43.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the worst thing you could be.
It's like as an older woman. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're 43. I'm like, what if it was 43?
What if I fucking was? I had somebody unfollow me, literally like left a comment on my TikTok the other day. Because I said how old I was. I said I was born in 1991. And somebody was like, oh, I literally thought you were 45. Unfollow. And I was like, what?
They unfollowed you?
Because I wasn't 45. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
No, none of it makes sense.
None of it makes sense. And then I'll try to like come back at people. They'll be like, what are you, 47? And I'll be like, actually, I'm 62. And they'll be like, I can tell. And I'm like,
yeah, no.
Oh my God, I just licked this. Yeah.
It's fine. I trust you.
Oh my God, I got vaccinated. So we're good.
Living your best life.
I'm living my best. Yeah.
Yeah, vaccinate. Which vaccine did you get?
Johnson & Johnson, baby.
What did it go?
Awful.
You felt like shit.
So bad.
Really?
Terrible.
Immediately after?
About 3 hours after.
For how long?
A day and a half.
That's a lot.
It was a lot. If I had anything to do the day after I got that vaccine, I would have had to cancel. Did you have a fever?
Hell
yeah, 104.
No.
So bad. I was so sick.
That's terrible.
It felt like I had COVID and I was like, I can't imagine having this for 2 fucking weeks. It was so bad.
Shit.
I know. I remember I like cried myself to sleep that night. I was like, this is so bad.
That is bad. Well, so have you gotten any new tattoos since pandemic?
Girl, all of them. Every single fucking one of them is new. I'm going to get another one next week on my stomach.
How do you decide what you're going to get?
I walk in and I'm like, what do you guys want to do?
That's what you do?
Mm-hmm.
That's the most baller move of all time.
That's what I do.
What do you guys want to do?
What do you guys want to do today?
You want to get creative on my body?
Go ahead. God, I smell so bad. I keep getting whiffs of myself. Yeah, no, they're all...
They look great.
They do. I've gotten really fucking nice ones.
You got some nice ones. What is that? Is that one new?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's like a fairy?
She's like a fairy woman.
Big-titted fairy?
Big-titted fairy.
We're here for her.
Or I'll like go through and I'll pick something out of their books and just be like, I like that.
I like that girl.
I love her. Big tits. Big titty girls.
Big titty girls all over.
Yeah, I do. The only one I put thought into was this Amy Winehouse one.
I love that one too.
Just a little Amy. Yeah.
So that's your addiction right now.
It really is. That and lip injections.
How often do you get lip injections?
I've gotten them, I think, 4 times during the pandemic. So it's a lot.
Lip injections are expensive.
Yeah, so expensive.
It's like that little syringe of Juvederm. That shit is like liquid gold.
Have you had them done?
I haven't.
They're so fucking. Well, the girl that I'm going to now she's $250 for half a syringe, which is actually quite cheap.
That's really cheap.
Really cheap.
Yeah.
Most of them are like $400 to $600.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe this bitch is like using cement or something, but.
And sometimes they don't sell at some places. They won't even sell you half of one. You have to buy the full syringe.
Yeah, which is I was gonna go to this guy and he was $700 for a full syringe, and I was like, no, I'm good.
But do you feel like the more you get it, the more you want it?
Yes. Yeah.
You do?
Absolutely. Because you really do. You start getting like body modification.
Well, that's like Botox is like that for me.
You get addicted because you're like, oh, well, now I see that like I need this
one
done.
Crack on my face.
Right. So now I'm like, okay, well, they're bigger, but they could actually look better, just like a little bit bigger. And you get into that like insanity of like, well, now that I have bigger lips, like maybe I need to get like this done and blah, 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 blah. Endless.
Do you feel like people perceive you differently, like the more tattoos you have?
Mm-hmm, probably. I would think so.
Like people say weird things?
No, but I think it does. It's like definitely a look, you know, you like look a little bit more intimidating and
not to be fucked with.
You know, not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it does like affect my stand up. My roommate was telling me, because she's also a comic, and she was like, yeah, I mean, you come on stage and you look already kind of intimidating, and then she's like, and then you'll double down on your material sometimes and then like get mad at the audience and it's like even more intimidating. And so I just wonder if the way I look like does affect my comedy.
I feel like the way you look definitely affects. I feel like the way anyone looks affects their comedy.
That's right. Right. Yeah.
Because it's like I don't know. When I go on stage, I like to wear like a collar.
You wear
like
cute shit on stage.
I like really put a lot of thought into it, and I try not to be like too much skin showing and whatever, you know. But then I also fall into the trap of, okay, like if I'm on stage, I'm not going to be in a bikini, but I want to be able to post in a bikini and not feel like I can't do that because I'm a comedian.
Right? Isn't that so strange?
Because people will be like, oh, this, like, there's a picture of me in a bathing suit, and on Twitter, a bunch of guys found it and they were like, this is her funniest joke yet. And it's like, why can't I be in a bathing suit not doing stand-up?
Right. You can't.
In life.
You can't. They don't let you. They don't let you.
That's the part that's challenging, I feel like. It's
really challenging. And especially because it's like, we're already always up against the whole thing of like, women aren't funny, like blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, it's so hard. You can't be hot and funny. You have to be one or the other.
Right.
Oh, there's a
my
dog. Oh my God, it scared the shit out of me.
He just busted in the room.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And he spilled my soda. And this is life. This is my life.
God, he's so cute though. Wow, what a cute dog.
So cute, but also so wild. Hey.
Also very rambunctious. Hey.
He's probably going to get on the bed.
He's so cute. With those different colored eyes.
Yeah.
This is such a cute dog.
Oh. Okay.
Hi,
well, on that note, did you just want to come say hi? You're going to be good?
He's like,
he
no,
can
fuck
open
no.
the door by himself.
Yeah, that was wild. He just pushed it open.
He does it all the time. It's a problem.
That is wild.
Yeah. That was startling and alarming. I have a gift for you.
Also very cute. Oh my God. Wow.
I've never worn them, but I had to cut the tag.
Okay, cute. These are very cute. These are so cute.
Rainbow llama slippers from Oh Yeah Socks.
These are so cute.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Look at the little earrings.
Yeah.
Oh, the little llamas. Yeah, it's so cute.
Yep.
Oh my God. Thanks, honey.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love
Thanks for coming
these.
on the pod.
Are we done?
We're gonna wrap up, I think.
Okay.
Because he busted in and yeah.
He didn't want to hear us talk about what it's like to be a hot woman in comedy.
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck?
A classic misogynistic man. There he is.
Eating a piece of wood.
Eating a piece of wood. Yeah, no, dude, it's hard.
It is hard.
It is hard.
But I feel like it's important. Don't you feel?
Yeah.
I feel
What, to like be able to be
woman
both?
in comedy.
Yeah.
And just be able to just not let what other people think of you define you.
It's
or
right.
change you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Because it's like at some point you just have to stop giving a fuck.
I know. Because if we did listen to every fucking guy being like, you're not funny and you should just stick to fucking being hot or something, you wouldn't do anything.
Well, because then it's like you're not hot enough, you're not funny enough.
Oh, you're not hot enough.
You're
Yeah.
not hot enough, you're not funny enough.
Right. So what
So
do you
what are you?
Fucking go kill yourself. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's also crazy though, like how it's always men that are saying women aren't funny. Like hardly ever are women like, you're not funny.
Right.
It's usually men. Do you see that with yourself?
Yeah. It's always men.
It's always men.
It's always the men who come for you online.
It is always.
Yeah.
This is fucking. This is why women can't be funny. They're so. It's like they're so intimidated.
Where's the joke? Not funny.
Where's the joke? Yeah.
Not funny.
Yeah.
What is happening?
One of the ones that I always get is like straight face gang. You know
what is that?
It just means they're not laughing. Yeah, straight face gang. Where
maybe that's because that's your TikTok viewers.
God, no, I was getting that on Laugh Factory.
Straight face gang.
Yeah, when I was going viral on Laugh Factory, they were like, straight face gang, where you at? And I was like, fuck you.
They're crazy. People on the internet are insane. They'll be like, you're not really smoking actual weed. I'm like, I'm sorry, am I getting hazed? Am I like at a fraternity where I'm supposed to clear a bong, and if I don't do that, like I'm gonna be judged?
Also, they would never in their lives come up to you in real life and say that.
You're a fake pot smoker.
Can you imagine?
Like, that's mentally ill.
It's mentally ill. It's crazy how much people can like hide their mental illness like behind a screen.
Yeah.
Like those people exist in real life, but like come out to fucking fuck you online. And I'm like, can you all just get fucking medication? Like get help.
Get some medication.
Get some, like, because we also all have thoughts of like, yeah, this person isn't funny or like, fuck this person. But you would never be like, hey, fuck you, bitch, like online.
Right.
Because it just doesn't, why? Who cares?
But it's like, you must be in such a dark place.
Right.
Like, I fucking told that bitch what was up. I told her jokes weren't funny.
I feel so good now. She knows that she's not funny. Fuck her.
She's a fake pot smoking 43-year-old.
I looked up her IMDb. She's lying.
43.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
I have people say the craziest shit to me.
Really? Like, what's the craziest?
God, I mean, I have this guy, or I think it's a guy that has been like, this has obviously been stalking me for a couple of years because he'll like come into my DMs and say all of this like crazy mean shit, but that's also very specific about like my groups of friends.
Okay.
And like this person has DM'd me a couple of times off of different accounts, and they'll just go in on me and be like, you fucking wannabe, you think you're famous, but like you're just riding the coattail of like these celebrities that you're friends with. No one gives a fuck about you. You're not even like, you think that you're funny. You're not funny. Da da da. Like you don't even know who you are. Da da da.
Yeah.
What with your like? He always goes in on like my earrings and my nails, having my nails done. he's always like, you fucking Cardi B wannabe. I'm like, what? Who the fuck are you?
The Cardi B wannabe.
Cardi B wannabe.
Yeah. That doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. It's unhinged. So that person goes in on me.
Yeah, people go in on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't prepare for that when you decide you're going to be a stand-up.
No, you really don't.
You don't. You're like, I'm going to pursue my dreams.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to make people laugh.
I just want to be funny and get along with people. And then all of a sudden people are like, hey, fuck you, bitch. And you're like,
what?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't understand.
I just want to talk about my trauma. Why are you telling me I'm not funny?
Laugh at my pain.
Yeah, it's so true.
And then people, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh God, we get in it to like heal ourselves, and then people go up there and tell us that people go online and just tell you that you fucking suck, and you're like, wow.
And then other times I've had the other extreme reaction of other people who act like what you're doing is like saving a life or something.
Okay.
Like, how do you do it?
Right.
And you're like, well, it's just stand up. It's not like I'd
be mentally ill and then I talk about it on stage. That's
it's not like I went to med school, I haven't ever saved anyone's life. Mm-hmm. How do you do it? What you do is so brave. I'm like, brave is like saving somebody's life.
I sleep in and I think about the time a guy called me ugly, and then I write about it. And that's what I do.
Try to find a punchline about it.
Yeah. And oftentimes I don't have a punchline, so that's how I do it.
Yeah. Okay, I got an email from someone. This is the first time this has happened. A fan who broke up with me via email.
Oh, really?
He said, Sarah, I'm no longer your fan. Yours truly. And then signed it. And then he didn't explain why. He didn't say anything. And
he didn't explain why?
No, in my head, of course, I was like, why?
Of course, yeah. I wish he did tell you why.
I know. Like, what'd I do?
Isn't it interesting when they tell you?
It's almost better that he didn't tell me.
Yeah, because then it would have kind of fucked you up more.
And also I was like, oh, I am mildly affected by the fact that I lost a fan today.
It's just bizarre because it's like when they tell you, I've had people do that too, where they're like
a negging thing, I feel.
Right. Like, hey, I used to think you were funny, but not anymore. Goodbye. And you're like, okay, why did you tell me that?
Right.
People will message me and be like, I'm unfollowing you. And I'm like, okay. I mean, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
That's crazy. He emailed you.
He sent me an email.
I wonder why. It also could be a thing of like, I think men get weird too, where they're like, they have an infatuation with you, and then they kind of realize that you might not ever reciprocate. And it like, maybe I'm just making this up, but I swear to God, it's a real thing. And then they're like, well, I'll never be able to be with her, so fuck her. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or, well, I don't know, because right after he sent me that email, it was a him, of course.
Of course.
I went after the Catholic Church, so I'm like, maybe he was a Catholic.
Could have been it too.
I'm like, am I driving away lovers of Christ by bashing the Catholic Church?
You might be, and you know what? Peace out, guys.
Yeah.
Peace out. You can't win them all.
You can't win them all.
No, I talk about trying to fuck my cousin, and people are leaving me because of that.
I did see that was a thing that was happening.
Absolutely.
People are upset about that.
People get really
Your cousin is really hot.
He's hot.
I was like, when I saw him, I was like, okay, I know what she means.
He's fucking hot, dude.
Yeah, he's in a band, right?
He is.
Oh no, trust me, I saw him on the feed.
He's very talented. He's a very talented musician, very hot. And I like posted about it online, and a couple people were like, "This is not funny. Like, I was molested by my cousin," and I'm like, "Hold on, like that sucks, but your pain is not my responsibility."
Right.
People do that too, you know, where they try to like make what they've gone through like your thing.
Right. Totally.
Like they're offended. Like you talking shit about the Catholic Church. It's like, well, you're not talking about them. Like you're not looking at that Catholic person and being like, hey, fuck you for being Catholic.
Right.
You know?
I'm like, maybe we just shouldn't molest boys.
Hey, maybe.
You know?
Hey,
like,
maybe.
hey, here's an interesting concept. Let's chill on the molestation.
Right.
You know? And the weirdness.
Yeah.
And like maybe let nuns fuck.
Maybe let nuns
priests.
fuck. Yeah, come on.
Then less weird shit would happen.
People get really offended and they think it's personally. That's the thing is like people make things about themselves and they think that you're targeting them specifically and you're not.
Yeah.
You're just talking about your own experience and what you think.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but people.
Well, when I was in San Diego, there's these two guys sitting together, and I just thought for some reason they were a couple. So I was like, couple, and I got so pissed because they were like these San Diego bros. Like, no, we're not gay. They're like, no. And I'm like, oh my God. It was so funny because I was like making fun of them to their face. I was like, oh no, we're not gay.
It's so funny. Yes,
like,
they are.
So extreme. Like the reaction was so extreme. It's like, it's so weird performing in different places and getting in front of different audiences where even like San Diego, the culture's slightly different.
It's
than the LA
it's a lot more bro-y. It's a lot
of like surfer bros.
It's conservative.
Hot surfer bros,
dude.
Yeah, it's conservative, which is confusing.
It's very conservative. Which, yeah, it is confusing.
It's like one of the most conservative parts of California, Orange County and San Diego.
San Diego. It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. I grew up there. But every time I go back, I'm like, these guys are the hottest guys.
They are.
They're so fucking hot.
They're like tatted surfer dudes, right?
Dude, I drive through my fucking hometown and I'm like, where were all of you growing up? Oh my God. Fucking hotties.
San Diego bros a specific culture.
Yeah, and they're also all nightmares, but goddamn, they're hot. All of the hottest guys I've had sex with are from San Diego.
Really?
Yeah. I've had sex with like no hot guys in LA. They're all from San Diego.
The guys I've had sex with in LA are all questionable.
Yeah, they really are.
I'm like, wait, where did I find you?
Yeah, why?
No. What garbage can did I stumble upon you? It's like, what is happening? Sometimes I date people and then afterwards I'm like, I think I blacked out during that entire experience because I don't even know who you are or who I was when I was dating you.
What's up with that?
I don't know.
What the fuck is I have the same thing.
I also feel like I'm kind of weird. So like sometimes I'll meet someone and I'll like them and people will be like, really him? And I'll be like, yeah.
That's my man.
And they're like, him? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I like someone weird. Just something like a quirk.
Yeah, me too.
And then I'm like, let me investigate what's going on here. And then 6 months later, I'm like, oh, this was never right.
Yeah. What is that?
But it's also like, okay, because like in my 20s, it was really fun to be like, this doesn't feel like this is a healthy choice, but I'm still gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like there's something that's like sexy and bad about that.
Yeah. But now you're in your 30s and you're like, I don't have fucking time.
You're like, I can't take another year to recover from another breakup.
I spent my entire 20s
recovering from breakup.
Yes. Shitty relationship recovering. Shitty relationship recovering. When I look in
photos of myself, I'm like, I was so sad in that photo. No one knows how sad I was.
So sad.
Do you ever because sometimes it feels like the lowest points of your life is when you get really active on social. And you're like, people think you're doing great and you're killing it, but internally you're just like silently suffering and hoping that the one person you want to see the photo
looking at your social media.
And it's like, that is an illness.
Absolutely. I've done that with almost every single breakup where I just go online and I fucking spout off because I'm like trying to get attention and trying to like heal. It's so wrong. So wrong. Yeah, dude. It's so funny you say that, like looking at pictures of yourself and being like, I was so sad in this picture.
Yeah.
It took me so long to recover. Like my two last exes that were both comedians, I spent all my 20s recovering from them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then now I'm like, wait, the thought of getting into a relationship is so scary.
It's so scary. I'm so bad at it. I'm such a bad girlfriend right now.
Why?
I'm so selfish. I'm like, you know, like newly sober, and I'm self-absorbed. I have like a lot of self-hatred, and I can't date. Like, I'm a bad girlfriend. I just got out of a relationship and I was just like a not good girlfriend. I wasn't present. Like, I was kind of mean, you know.
They like that.
They do, but I
like
fucking didn't. I'm just not good at it. And I like realize that I still have like, you know, unresolved feelings for exes. And I'm just like, I got a lot of shit to do and I can't be there for somebody.
Yeah, but that's the wise decision when you know that you can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's like the mature thing to do instead of just suffering through it.
I don't have time. We don't have time to suffer through it anymore though.
That's the thing, because it's like, I can't. If I suffer through another relationship and then that derails my life, it's like 2 years down the hole.
Right. And then I'm also like, I want to have kids like in the next 7 years.
You want to have kids?
Yeah.
I thought you didn't, because you were about to freeze your egg, donate your eggs.
Yeah. I still want to, but I still want to do that.
You still want to sell those eggs?
I still want to sell the eggs. Getting too old now though. The cutoff date is 30.
I got some bad eggs.
You got some bad eggs. Nobody wants those old ass eggs. Yeah. Those 43-year-old eggs.
43-year-old eggs.
Yeah, no, it's like I just need to get, you know, it's like dating for serious, and I don't need to keep dating to like just fuck around.
But dating for serious is also so stressful.
It is so stressful.
Because you're like,
that's also true.
You're like, okay, you're a potential mate for life.
Yeah.
You're someone who I could potentially have a baby with.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I know. And then also I'm like, who is even good enough for me? Not to say that I'm like a fucking, not to say I'm like Beyonce or something, but I'm like, who is good enough for me? I don't know.
I know.
You know?
I'm the worst. I'm terrible at picking.
Oh, so bad.
The dog's back.
So bad.
Yeah, terrible at picking men.
Yeah.
Well, then I also okay, there's this one guy I went on a few dates with. I thought for sure I thought that I was settling. I was like, you know what? I'm ready to settle. This guy is not that hot. He's incredibly smart. He can do a bunch of stuff around the house. Because he has a good body.
Did he have money?
Had money.
Then we do.
It was like,
you want to settle a little bit.
I was like, okay, like I like this guy. Like we got along really well.
Yeah.
He made me a tea. I thought there was a connection. We went on a hike. Never heard from him again.
Really? How many dates was it? Just one?
Two.
Never heard from him again.
Never heard from him again.
Did you reach out to him?
No.
Wow.
I didn't reach out to him because I feel like I'll eventually probably see him because he lives kind of close to me, and because I didn't want to make it weird, and we have a bunch of mutual friends. But in my head, I'm like, what did I do?
I wonder what it, but it's also like,
but it could have been nothing.
It could have been nothing. That's the other thing, is like we realize that maybe just somebody isn't right for us, and then we tend to like make it personal.
Like there's something wrong with me,
right?
But then you're like,
the last breakups that I've done, I'm like, the guys are like, what, you know, like you're making this like what's wrong with me? And I'm like, it's really not about you. It's like it really is a thing of like, it's not you, it's me. I'm like, I need to figure out my own shit. And
it's also really challenging dating when you're a female comedian.
It's so fucking hard
because you're like, I'm around men all the time.
Yeah.
And so if you're dating someone who's not a comic, bringing them around is also not a vibe.
It's not a vibe
because the male comics are not going to be warm, I feel.
Such a fucking thing. But then it's like all the male comics bring all like the little fuck girls around.
Yeah, and that's
but if you bring a guy around, they're like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah. It's weird.
Oh, dude, it's such a thing. That's why I love dating comics, because it's like you get it, but then the problem with dating comics is
they don't go away after the breakup.
They don't go away.
You keep saying them.
Forever.
Unless
they stop doing comedy, but nobody that I've dated has stopped doing comedy. So it's like, you know.
Of course not. No such luck.
No such luck. No, they'll be in it. We're going to be in it forever together. But yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah. But it's so fucking true. And then it's like, if they're not comics, they don't really understand that like you have to hang out and you're around guys all the time.
Right. Or like maybe you don't want them to come to a show.
Yeah.
But they want to be supportive. Yeah. And you're like, I appreciate your support. However, I don't want it. But
absolutely.
I don't mean that in a bad way. Or it's like, maybe I do want you to come to see one show, but not every show.
Not every show. It's also because like you're at work. and you don't need to be hanging out with like your boyfriend at work.
Because it makes you feel like you're doing your job bad.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't it? You're
Yeah.
like, am I doing my job bad?
Yeah.
Because my boyfriend's here and he's like distracted and you're worrying about his comfort instead of your performance. And it's like, oh my God, are my friends going to be nice to my boyfriend? Like,
is he going to know how to act around all of these comedians? And
probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so fucking true.
So that's why it's confusing, because you're like, I don't want to date a comic, but then it's also so much easier, but then it mostly probably won't work out. So then you're constantly seeing this fucker.
Yep.
And that part is also challenging too.
It's so challenging.
Internally.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so hard. Also, God, I just lost my train of thought. Dating comics. Oh, also, I think it's difficult too for men to see if you're dating somebody who's not a comic. Even if you're dating a comic, I think it's difficult for men to see women like kind of be the center of attention. Like there have been times where I've done really well after shows and I've been with a guy and people like come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I want to talk to you. And the guy's just kind of standing there watching other guys like swarm. And that's not easy for dudes.
Yeah, it's just not. It's a confusing situation to be in, and I feel like it's so specific that you have to be dating the right person for it to work.
You absolutely. You have to also be dating somebody who knows that like who has to like take space, and you say like stay at home. I'm gonna go fucking do comedy,
and they're fine with it.
Right?
And they're not like, well, what are you doing? That's shady. Or it's like, I'm gonna be in like the middle of nowhere for a week with these two guys.
Right? And they all, of course, they're gonna think like, oh, who is he trying to fuck you? Da 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 da. And it's like, yeah, probably, but you know, we're not. Yeah.
So
it's a wild journey.
Stand up is a wild journey. Do you have a notebook that you write in all the time? Or
no, I used to. I mean, like during COVID, I stopped. I use my phone now for notes.
Use your phone?
Yeah.
I have to do the pen paper thing like a fucking 43-year-old.
I used to, but then also my handwriting is so bad, and I was just like, I'll just do it on my phone.
Oh no, my notebook looks like I'm a serial killer. Like if you looked at it, you'd be like, yeah. And also, do people really get handwriting analysis?
What is that?
Well, it's like there's this. There used to be the psychic on Sunset Boulevard, and there used to be a sign in the window that said handwriting analysis. So you can have someone analyze your handwriting to say
Did
more
you go?
about. No.
Interesting.
Should I go?
No, I kind of want to go.
Should we go?
Should we go?
Should we go and film it? Okay, Bo.
Is it open?
I don't know. We can look into that. That could be a fun project.
God, I have the worst handwriting. They'll be like, you're a fucking demon.
We're both murderers.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up. Where can people find you? And do you have anything coming out you want to promote or?
Do I? No, not right now. No. But TikTok, Gabby Lamb, Instagram, Gabby Lamb.
I'll link to all your.
We love to see it. That's
stuff.
really it. Yeah, find me on there.
Yeah, thanks for calling on. So much fun.
Yeah, thank you, Boo.
Bye.
Bye.